Everybody, Jeremy from Burke Brews Craft and Follow Me Leadership. I know it's been several months since I've kind of done any podcasting or videos, and a lot of people have been sending me messages asking me what's going on and am I okay? And yes, I'm fine. Don't worry about me ever. Worry about yourself. But yeah, listen, I've been hiding for about 3 months now. I wouldn't say hiding, but I kind of just diving into something I've really been passionate about trying to get done. I started about 3 months ago, mid-February, writing a book, and the book is about my experiences as a little kid being bullied and abused, and it was actually really tough writing it because I really had to dive into a lot of very personal experiences that not only did I never really deal with or seek help for, but I really just repressed them and kind of just suppressed all these memories and made them go away more or less. But they didn't really go away. They just kind of were tucked deep down into my soul. And last couple months have really pulled out all these memories, and I've really had to kind of reflect on them and deal with them. And but it was good. It was just good writing this whole thing and kind of getting my experiences out there. And I kind of end the book with my opinion on why bullying is still a major problem today, bigger than it was when I was a kid, and what I think we need to do about it to try to fix it. So just got done doing some editing on it, and I'm going to actually print out a couple copies to send to a few people that I trust and get their honest feedback and let them give me some advice on if there's anything that I should change or adapt or kind of evolve into this book. But I think once I get to that point, then I'll be ready to publish, and then I'm going to be pushing it out there, marketing it like crazy, and be calling on a lot of you to purchase one for yourself, and then a couple for friends and neighbors and family that that have little kids that might be wondering what to look out for if their kid is potentially being bullied. The other big thing was I made a real conscious effort to start really working out hard again. It'd been probably a good 4 or 5 years since I was in the gym doing a keto and just really kind of maintaining some physical awareness of my body, and it's I could really feel it. And I'd lost some weight prior to jumping into all this, but it wasn't enough. And so actually 3 months ago, literally the day I started writing this book, I went over, joined a new gym, and started working out a little bit slowly at first, and then as it took off. This morning I just got back from a run. It's probably the longest I've run since I was a brand new officer at infantry school down at Fort Benning. Oh God, 22 years ago. I hate time. Time sucks. But yeah, it was tough at first. I had a lot of knee issues, but I kept pushing on it. Just trying to really build up some strength around my knee a little bit. I've had some issues in the past with it, mostly because I was out of shape and didn't stretch and didn't work out on it, didn't build strength. And I had to, it wasn't like I had some massive military injury or football injury or something cool that I could, attest to. No, I just was fat and out of shape, and my knee degenerated, and I got injured from it. But once I started building up all that, the strength in it, then I was able to really kind of recover for it. And, there's a lot of different people in my life that I kind of follow, people that I've known for years, people that I've known recently, my buddy Cory, who's a brewer over at Second Story, and also is owner over at Blueprint Brewing. He's been running triathlons and marathons and stuff, and I've been kind of following him over the last few months, and he's been a real motivating factor for me. And this dude's tight, man. He's in shape. He's what I think a lot of us older guys aspire to be. But yeah, so thank you, Cory, for being there and motivating me, even though you didn't know it. The other thing too is when I'm running and when I'm working out, or even just when I'm driving around running errands, or when I'm getting my head together in the morning to try to prepare to do some writing or something, I I completely changed my whole life routine, and I don't just put on the radio or listen to some music anymore. I'm listening all day long to motivational mashups on YouTube and podcasts and stuff by guys like David Goggins. Man, dude, that dude motivates the hell out of me. Everything that he's gone through, everything that he's experienced, I read his book. If you haven't gotten it, dude, this is a great book. I would recommend getting it if you've ever struggled with anything. This is a guy who struggled with a lot, and he really made shit happen in his life. And after reading that and just watching his talks and when he's been interviewed, everything he says just motivates me because he's speaking to my heart and things I've gone through. The other, I think the biggest influencer in my life would be Gary Vaynerchuk. I kind of discovered him last fall. I'd heard his voice in a lot of different motivational speaker mashups for a long time, for months and months, and never knew exactly who he was. And one day just happened to have YouTube playing on my smart TV while I was cooking dinner, and his voice came on in a speech, and I turned and I looked at the TV and I was like, that's the guy, that's the voice, and so I sat down, I tried it, and then I figured out who it was, and then I started researching everything into him, and man, that's Gary Vaynerchuk is everything I want to be. He's in everything he says is exactly what I needed to hear, number one, but it's now what I preach. It's about just stop making excuses and just doing the work. If you have a dream, you have a goal, whatever it is you want to do, I don't care what it is, just go do it. Stop talking about it and just go do it. You're going to fail, it's fine, but keep working at it. And then between that and those two guys, and then certainly, guys like Tony Robbins, Les Brown have been big influencers. I love all their speeches and everything they do. I mean, Tony Robbins, how could you not love that guy? I mean, there's, I always want to figure out what's the negative thing about that guy, because there's got to be something wrong with him. I mean, he sounds perfect, he looks perfect, everything he says. But yeah, both those guys, certainly big influencers in my life. Arnold Schwarzenegger is another one. I always just loved Arnold as an actor, but now that I've really started over the past few months just learning about his life and his struggle and what he did to try to become something great in the weightlifting community and all his goals and what he did to achieve them. I mean, this guy is awesome. I mean, how could you not love him? And even the other day, what was it? A couple days ago, he's at an event for it was a kids fitness thing or something, and he's helping somebody promote their Snapchat or whatever, and filming this girl do some jump roping or whatever, and then some weirdo comes out of nowhere and tries to drop kick him and knock him down. And the best thing about it is you watch the video from the opposite angle that somebody else was filming. This guy practically bounced off Arnold. I mean, rock on, man. How could you not love this guy? You cannot knock him over. And I don't even know how old he is now. He's got to be in his early 70s, but he looks awesome. And, so more power to you, Arnold. Thank you for motivating all of us and, keeping us all in check. Hey, so the other thing too, I know a lot of people have asking what have I been doing with regards to brewing and running a brewery. Yeah, I did leave the brewery I was part owner with a couple months ago for really no other reason. I just needed a change. I needed to do some different things in my life and kind of make some changes, and I wish nothing but the best of success to my previous partner, and I hope he does well and everything gets successful for him. But I just wanted to completely shake up my life, almost like when what was the game where you just put all the dice in the cup and you throw it out? That's kind of what I wanted to do, is just shake everything up in my life, throw it down on the table, and let's start new. But yeah, I'm still looking to stay involved with brewing. First and foremost, I rebuilt a whole new business plan for a new brewery, and I've actually sent it off to some friends that are business owners, as well as a VC investor, to kind of get some advice and guidance on getting potential investors involved. But I'm looking to really jump in and go big again. In the meantime, just sheer fate or dumb luck, if you would have, the folks at Steel City Coffeehouse and Brewery in Phoenixville asked me to come on board. They wanted me to come in and just take over the brewing operations for them. And it's a very small system, but it's a very cool, quaint little place. If you haven't been there in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, I suggest you get down to that area and check it out. And I've got some really cool beers that should be coming out pretty soon to be on tap there. So definitely check them out. The other big thing in the beer world is I worked with a couple of guys that I've known for a number of years to develop a collaborative beer project. And what it is we went out, we gathered up all of the breweries that are owned by Pennsylvania veterans or veterans within Pennsylvania. And, you know, whether they're the owner of the brewery or the brewer themselves, and they were a veteran of any of the U.S. military branches of service, we asked them to come on board and let's come together and do one big statewide collaboration brew. And I think all told, by the time we got brewing, we had about 20 on board. There were a couple more that couldn't make the project this time around, but will definitely work with us in the future. But we had 20 breweries on board, as well as a couple of other vendors that wanted to work with us to help support us in any way they could. And we have a really cool, awesome beer coming out this week. It's called Hurry Up and Wait. And for those of you that don't have any military experience, the concept of hurry up and wait is something near and dear to every soldier, sailor, airman's heart. You know, we all know this term. It's, I don't care what your rank was, you know, at some point in your career, somebody was yelling at you to hurry up, just get moving, get your stuff organized, and then you get to wherever they wanted you to be, and then you sit down and then you wait, because you're waiting on somebody else to give the go code or get, you know, to do the next maneuver, to the next action. And so it's, you know, that was kind of the life in the military, is you're constantly pounding and pounding to get, you know, get to a certain point, and then you sit there and then you wait for somebody else to make the decision. So Hurry Up and Wait was the name that we came up with it, and but everything we've done in this beer from start to finish has been a complete collaboration. I didn't want this to be about me or my experiences. I wanted it to be about everybody's. Definitely check out the link below. There's a great YouTube video that gives you a complete history of all the guys that are involved, the different branches of service, some of their experiences, what they've done. We plan to go bigger and bigger with this every time. My personal goal is I'd like to do this every Memorial Day and every Veterans Day. You know, and the cool thing about it is, you know, we're working with the breweries and PA guys who are kind of probably one of the best social media organizations that we have in the state for getting all things craft beer out there to everybody. So if you haven't checked out their website, please go see it. All the information about this beer project is there. And starting this Thursday, that beer will be on tap at about 20 different breweries across the state. Definitely go check it out. A portion of the proceeds for the sale of the beer is going to PA Veterans Association. So, you know, it's a good cause, and we want everyone to know that we're not just out there trying to make money. We're trying to do right by our fellow veterans and support other veterans in any way we can. But yeah, so look for that beer this Thursday, as well as we'll be probably next week. We'll start chatting again and getting ourselves geared up for the next project for Veterans Day coming up in November. All right, so yeah, lastly, any leadership advice I can give? You know, I guess if I had to say anything, is don't wait for somebody else out there to take care of your situation, or don't wait for someone else to make sure that, you know, your situation is going to be taken care of. You got to go out there and make it happen. That is one of the it was one of my problems, I think, for a long time, was that I always assumed somebody else had my best interest at heart. I always assumed that somebody else would make sure I was taken care of, and that, you know, whether it was something as simple as getting, you know, the right promotion packet submitted, or, you know, making sure that I had the right classes picked in college, or, you know, whatever it was, I always assumed someone else would do their job and do right by me, and that was one of my biggest mistakes in life. So don't wait on someone else to take care of you. You got to go out and do it. And you know what? Don't be afraid to fail, especially if you got an idea or something you want to just try or go for. I don't care how old you are. You could be 18 years old. You could be, 47 years old. You could be 68 years old. You got an idea, something you want to do, something outside the box, just go do it. You're going to fail. So what? All right, we all have failed in life. Show me the person that hasn't failed in life. I got no answer for that because I don't think it's possible. Yeah, everybody fails at something. So anyways, that's it. I just wanted to let you know I'm kind of back in the game now that my book's done. I'm hoping to see that I can get this published as soon as possible. It's one of my biggest goals. But yeah, you'll start seeing a lot more, video advice and podcasting. If you have any questions of me, please email me. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And if you have questions, if there's things you'd like me to address in a video, or you want to do a collaborative, interview or something, or you need me to come, speak somewhere, just please let me know. I'll just do it. I'm not looking to, make $1 million here and just doing what I'm doing. I got other things I'll make money off of. But, I just want everyone to, be the best that they can at everything they're doing. I want them to try hard. I want them to do the right thing all the time and drink good beer. Cheers.